Hey guys, welcome back to a very special, awesome episode, and I feel honoured that we have got the world champion of Flesh and Blood, Alex. Dude, how are you?
Hi guys, I'm Alex. It's great to having me here. I'm really nervous.
I know you're good.
It's my first interview. Yeah.
You're good. I can't pronounce your surname. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's pretty difficult indeed. It's Argyriou.
Argyriou. Okay,
Yeah,
Alex Argyriou, the world champion of Flesh and Blood, taking Phi all the way to the end and seeing a spectacular finish. If you haven't, there is plenty of coverage on the Flesh and Blood YouTube site to watch that game. I highly recommend you watch it. I was there on the sides at that moment and seeing that win, and it was like such a clawed moment of where the guy who you're playing up against, and I feel real awful, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was playing amazingly well. Just to, like, it wouldn't be over, would it? And it had to take like this extra just push over line. And I thought on two moments, you got it, and then he was like a sink below, and you're like, oh no, and you got to set it up again, and you kept your cool. It was such a really, really good game. So, but yeah, you took it all the way to the final and won it all. And I wanted to just take this opportunity to just go through your journey, starting Flesh and Blood, your journey in Worlds, and what's coming. So thank you so much for taking your time in your busy schedule to chat with me.
Yeah, I have to thank you for having me here. Yeah, it was very. It was a one in a life moment, winning Worlds. I mean, yeah. That was probably my peak of career with this event. Yeah.
Everybody's got one. Let's see. You'll be in the halls now with Pablo Pintor and Matthew Foltz and Michael Hamilton. Now you're in that sphere of and Michael Feng as well. You know, and we've got Pro Tours and everything coming up this year. So you're in that space. So let's talk about Flesh and Blood. When did you start picking up Flesh and Blood?
It was 2.5 years before. I started playing in the Aria's pre-release.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my very first tournament. I was picking old him back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah. Actually, it's my worst hero, let's say. I don't really like the playstyle of old him in the Constructed, but it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Sealed, it had so many great attacks. Yeah. And up to this point, I've been playing Flesh and Blood.
Yeah. What brought you into it? What got you to say, you know, I really want to take this game up?
So I have a very good friend of mine, Nikos.
Yeah.
Who is also part of my team. Yeah. Shout out to Fab Chaos.
Yes.
So this guy, he's been a friend of mine since high school, and he lives near to my house.
That's right.
So he's in my neighborhood, and he told me that we have a new card game. I mean, I have known him from other card games as well. We have been playing other TCGs. So he said to me that we have a new card game that is a bit complicated, but it has a very rewarding system, and it's quite unique.
Yeah.
So do you want to give it a try?
Yeah.
And I said, let's try this out, and we'll see.
Yeah. And what was the hook? What made you think this is really good?
I mean, I think the whole concept that you draw up to 4 cards every turn, and also that you start the game and you have 4 equipment slots. That you have 4 guaranteed equipment slots from the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And all the matches are, let's say you end up in 1 life and the opponent has 1 life as well, and you just win the game with the last attack. So it's breathtaking. Let's say the match is pretty close up until the very end. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what got you into it.
Yeah, you don't have that many snowball effects. Let's say that you have the tempo from the beginning of the game up until the last second. Yeah, that's not the thing with the other TCGs.
No, sometimes once someone gets going, that's it, it's done. But with Flesh and Blood, there's a good back and forth where I've got my turn, and then all of a sudden they can get their turn, and it can just it can just put you on the back foot. Yeah, I totally agree with that. So you got your invite to Worlds. You managed to get into the top 8 at your Greek nationals. Is that right?
No.
No?
I actually, no, that's not my story.
Oh.
I actually, I have to bought my invite. I didn't get an invite.
Oh.
So I have to bought a PTI from a guy of our team. In the last nationals, I didn't went pretty well, let's say.
Okay.
I ended up 9th. So yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh well. So you got a PTI from a good friend, and went straight over to Barcelona. So let's go through your Worlds tournament journey. So you decided to bring Phi to the event. Why did you choose Phi as your hero?
Let's say I do feel very comfortable with Phi. It's my easy pick. I mean, whenever I have doubts or playing other heroes, I just go back to Phi.
Right.
Yeah, that's my most comfortable pick. During the national season and the last Procus season, I was playing Icelander. Yeah. So the last 6 months before the event, I was only playing Icelander.
Okay.
But when Bright Lights came out, I thought Tom gave an incredible advantage to Dromai, which is the worst Icelanders matchup. So I said probably Dromai gonna be the very best deck in Worlds. So I didn't have enough time to let's say test with Dromai to play Dromai in Worlds. So I had to play something to counter Dromai. And Phi, I thought that this was the best choice.
It is.
A month, yeah. I mean, yeah. Based on the results, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
About a month before the Worlds, I was trying also to play Das.io. It was a very unique hero that I really like. But I ended up get fatigued by many heroes.
Right.
So yeah, I dropped it.
Yeah, no.
I said I can't play Das.io in the biggest tournament of the year.
No, and I imagine that the infamous, was it Yorgos that was just showing up?
Yeah. In the very few matches that we had, I almost let's say I was 5-0. We were playing just let's say tempo games, and I was crushing him. Then he just picked up the fatigue lineup. and I didn't get any game.
No, that's it. And if anyone wants to know, Yorgos is one of he's Fab Chaos as well. He does a lot of streaming for Flesh and Blood, and he's a real good, amazing content creator for Greece, and one of your team members as well. A good friend of yourself, and a good friend of mine as well. Really good guy. So just for a bit of context there, right? So you decide I'm going to lock into Phi. You fly yourself over to Barcelona. Good reason to pick Phi is because you're thinking Dromai is going to be the hot ticket, and you'll be taking them down. But were you worried about any other sort of matchups that you're like,
Yeah, let's say you have two matchups that you are not very comfortable, and one matchup that it's very difficult for you to win.
Yeah.
The two matchups that you are 50-50, let's say you have to play write your cards, you have to be lucky as well, is versus Azelia and versus Das, the original Das. I mean, they are difficult matchups. You have to find your key cards. In Azelia, you have to find your Sink Belows and Reinforce, and Reinforce is pretty early in order to have them in the right time.
Yeah.
And against us, it's you can't do anything if they have one velocity turn. Basically, you are out, and you don't have your big Art of War turn. Yeah, basically you're out because their cards block for 3, whereas your cards maybe can block for 2. You don't have that many good of attacks in this particular list. So it's more of a 50-50, and if you're playing good and you have almost all your power cards in the right moments, then you maybe win these matchups.
Yeah, and then you said there was one matchup that you don't.
And the one matchup that you don't want to face is against Icelander. You don't want to face Icelander. I mean, even if you're even if you have some type of snowball early start, early game, Icelander has too many tricks in order to kill you in the end.
Yeah,
they can press you in the mid game, and then in the late games has her boots, and you're out. Yeah.
Well, luckily, if everyone, she has been living legend, so there's no longer that problem. But again, like during the journey, it's how many, like, even your final matchup was against your worst matchup, and you overcome that. I mean, what does it take for a 5 player in that game? And again, I know Icelander's not in the format anymore because she's been living legend. But what does it take for 5 to get over the line against Icelander? Is it a lot of luck, or was it? I don't know.
No, it's not a lot of luck. You have to be pretty much aggressive from the beginning. I do believe that. So let's mention something. My list was based on George Rogers' list, actually.
Oh, there you go.
So he made this type of file list, but he did have a different approach to this particular matchup. He was playing Kodachis, Kodachis and Mask of Momentum in this particular matchup. So I have been playing Icelander and Phi for quite a long time, and I do believe that the best, let's say, approach is forcing Emberblade and Lynx. Yeah, and you have one great difference in the life totals.
Yeah,
and then you can pressure them until the very end. I mean, you just go with your 3 go again attacks, and you take a card. Then at some point you have your breaking points. And you close out the game. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So your CC journey. What was your? Do you remember your record overall? How many wins and losses you got in CC with Fi?
I mean, in the Swiss or
In
until
the
the very
in
okay.
in the Swiss.
Swiss. Yeah, I ended up with 11 wins and 3 losses.
Ooh, wow.
Uh,
Okay.
I made 2 losses in constructed and 1 in draft.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So, was your in? We'll go to draft. Don't worry. We'll get onto the Bright Lights draft. But in the constructed side of things, was your matchups quite varied? Did you play a lot of different heroes, or did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You.
I mean, in the very first round, I faced the only Viscera of the event. Yeah,
Yeah. And
and
I spoke to the dude as well. Lovely guy.
yeah, and I didn't expect Viscera in this type of event. I wasn't prepared at all.
No.
I had the experience from the previous metas,
Yeah.
but yeah, I didn't expect the Viscera in the first round of World Championship.
Did you win that matchup?
Yeah, I won.
Pains
Yeah,
me, but also doesn't
yeah,
surprise me. Okay, and then
yeah.
so you Viscera round one, and you had a large spread of different heroes. What was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
played
awesome.
against Droma, I played against Das, I played against Icelander, I played against Levia,
Wow.
against Max.
Yeah. Wow.
Uh, that's it, I think. I didn't face any Bravos. Yeah.
Is that a good thing, or can you take on Bravos pretty well?
Uh, I think you can outvalue the Bravo. That's from my experience.
Okay.
It's not let's say 60-40 matchup. Fi is favored in my opinion.
In your I know it's the same with everything. Well, no matter
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
people.
yeah. It's their opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But that's awesome, man. That's awesome. But I think a large part of like seeing the people who get to the very, very, very top of every one of these major events, it always comes down to the draft portion of things. I think that's when the true skill of everything starts to sort of fall into place a bit. Yes, there is arguments on was your draft good and not, but everyone can prepare themselves for CC like really, really well. They can sort of foresee what the meta is going to be. You're going to be testing and testing and testing into lots of different matchups. So how your journey goes through the tournament is a little bit more. You can see how things have gone, but it's the draft that puts you to the top. It's always the way. If you just suck at draft, no matter how good you are at CC, if you just don't have a good draft portion for the event, yeah, you could win every game of CC, but you still ain't going to get to the top 8 no matter what. So, Bright Lights draft, what was your preparations with that? Like, you got 1 loss in draft. That's an amazing result.
Yeah, our preparation as a team was forcing drafts almost every 2 or 3 days.
Oh, wow.
We had many drafts. Yeah, we could have a bit more. Yeah, there were many, but yeah, we could have many more. Up until the last weekend, we didn't have a very good conclusion, but the last weekend, let's say, we did have an approach that if everybody gonna force the Clovosen, we're gonna punish them as playing the max.
Right.
Yeah, max fatigue. So that's the line that I took also in the worlds. I played in both drafts. I chose max.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I fatigued many guys. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
It's not my cup of tea. I don't play fatigue in CSA. I pretty much hate it, but yeah, in drafts you have to do it.
You gotta
have to do it.
whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta get the win, man. You gotta get that win in. So but then that's really cool. I mean, you spent your whole day going, right, I'm just gonna be hyper aggressive with fight, and then it comes to draft, and you're like,
That's it.
let's
Yeah.
block all day.
Yeah, in my max decks, I think I had almost all of my deck was 3 blocks.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean 28 or maybe 30 cards were 3 blocks.
Oh wow, well, that's awesome, man. And what was that one loss? What was that?
It was the very first game, which was against Matt Fulks. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you lost to a Pro Tour champion here. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a great player.
Yeah. So I couldn't fatigue him. Yeah. I think he ended up with two cards in deck. Yeah, but I got fatigued.
Wow. And I'm sure he picked up that card and he put it in front of you, and then he didn't, then he did, then he didn't. I'm on you up, mate. He's an amazing dude, really good player. Yeah. So I mean, that's awesome. So we got you're coming up to the end now. This is that bit, isn't it? You know, and I will just say this, you know, tournaments are tournaments. Things happen in tournaments, and in every game that you ever play in every TCG, there's things that come up that, you know, there's always something that comes up in events that falls in favor for some and unfavorable for others. But you're positioning yourself with your win-loss into a position where, are you 8th? Are you 9th? Oh no, here we go. But because of what's how the event went down, you landed yourself 8th. What was that feeling when you got into the top 8 of Worlds? How was it then?
Yeah, on the very first moment was relief. I couldn't handle once again the 9th slot.
Yeah. No. Yeah, like Greek Nats again.
Yeah. I would be pretty much devastated. Yeah. If this ever happens to me in a tier 3, let's say, and up tournament, yeah. So when I realized that I was the 8th guy on the World Championship, I said, whoa, that's a big deal. Yeah. Good job, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it. I was because I wasn't playing in the Worlds event. I was rooting for UK first, obviously, and then anyone in Europe, like everyone in Europe. If I'm seeing Spanish or Portuguese or French, German, Greek, like I was just looking for these European flags on the stream, and I was just like, oh my god, this dude called Alex from Greece. Like he's like up there. It's like go. And then when I found out you were in that top 8, I was just like, oh, brilliant. Okay, we've got a shot. And it was good. It was a good spread of Europeans, APAC region in the US. It was like a really good, like, what side of the world Europe with everyone is gonna take the crown, right? So I was all in on you getting there. So your first game in the top 8, who was it against? Was it Yuki?
Yes,
it was Yuki. I sat there and I did think, Yuki Liebender is a phenomenally great player, amazing person as well. So I was like, this is going to be a slog. It's going to be really tough. But I was still backing you, man. So how did that game go? What was going through your mind at that point, playing up against Yuki?
Yeah, I mean, I respect very much Yuki. I've tried many of her Icelander lists back in the days where I was playing Icelander. I do believe that she's one of my favorite players in the world, if not my favorite. Yeah. So the night before the game, I was trying to let's say see some things that could that I would take as an advantage, and let's say win in some how can I say it?
Just
yeah, let's say taken advantage from very few cards that she didn't have in her deck.
right.
Yeah, that they could counter. They could counter
Because you could see that because you both get each other's deck lists
Yeah.
to, so
Yeah.
you got to see what she has, what her 80 cards were.
Mhm.
So what were those cards that you took that you didn't see? Well, that you knew she didn't have, that you were going to capitalize on. What were they, if you remember?
What was the cards? I mean, it's not. It's brain.
Brainstorm.
Oh,
A brain
yeah,
freeze.
yeah, brain freeze.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the card that looks the hand of the opponent and
pick a zero cost card, and then if they fuse, then that's just more cards.
That was the card that I saw, and it's a huge advantage if you have this card in ninjas, facing ninjas, let's say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no, that's fine. So you got the deck list. Do you get the deck list the day before? I take it.
Yeah. I mean, the night before the event. Yeah.
So you and your team are going, right. Yeah, okay, here we go. So you're probably only going to be looking at your possible matchups. There's all these other people that you may not ever face, right? Unless it's the final, right? And then that's only when you're bothered about them. So you're up against Yuki. You're like just dissecting that down. You realize that there's a lack of brain freeze, which is bad against you. That's good. So you've come up with your strategy, and obviously, well, we know the outcome. You've won, right? But how was that game against Yuki? Was it quite tense? Was it a good back and forth, or did you have control of it from the get go?
Let's say it wasn't back and forth, but it was until the very end. It was, let's say, close. She did have some type of disruption. She did have the Channel Lake and also Blizzard.
That's Icelander.
Yeah. That Blizzard took my pouncing links for free, let's say. Okay, so up until the very end, it was close, but I had a huge life difference from the start,
right?
And that's how I closed the game.
Yeah. You just use your life at the end and just went, right. I'm just gonna just push over, and in the end, and against all games with Fi, there's inevitability in the end where you're just like, I can't take this to the face anymore. Your health is just too high, and I can't even block properly because you're just chipping in for one.
Yeah. And, I mean, double strikes or Phoenix Flames.
I despise that card.
Yeah,
it's just those cheeky ones. Yeah. So you won it. You did it. You got past Yuki. So you're now in the semi-finals. How are you feeling now? You're in the semi-finals of Worlds at this point.
Yeah. At this point, I was just trying to hydrate myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's say relax a bit.
Yeah.
Because I had a very difficult opponent to face.
Yeah.
In the semifinals, it was Aaron. He did beat me in the Swiss once.
What was he playing again?
He was on Dromai.
Wow. Okay. So so the reason you took Fi, he beat you on your easy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It was the only Dromai of the tournament that I've lost to. Yeah. I was. I had 3 wins and 1 loss, and that was the loss.
Wow.
I mean, in the whole tournament. I mean, I count also the semi-final. I played against 3 dramas in the Swiss and 1 in the semifinals.
Wow. Okay, so it's a rematch. The one
Yeah,
that
it was a rematch.
one that counts rematch as always. So did that just because again the Phi Dromai matchup is always historically known as it's completely Phi favored, and so did it just pan out that way that you just had full control of that game from the get-go, or was it quite tough?
Let's say I had full control from the beginning,
Yeah.
because I was quite lucky in one turn also, because I had the popper when he attacked with Kyloria. I had also the popper. Yeah, I mean that was the nail in the coffin. I was pressuring him every turn, and he was just defending at some point. He couldn't bring many dragons,
No.
let's say, and attack me for damage. He just took all the damage, and yeah.
Okay, so and
That
that's how those games go, don't they? Sometimes you just get games that are a bit
yeah.
like, sorry, bro, it was a bit of a
Yeah, but if he brings Tomelta in the very first few turns, let's say in the very
first
up
5
until the
turns or so. Yeah.
up until the third turn, yeah, then you are behind. If he takes your Mask of Momentum, then you are behind.
I know, but then that's it, isn't it? You know, that just goes to show why this Phi versus Dromai matchup is so favoured. It's because Dromai needs a lot of good things to happen
Yeah.
to push it over, but it didn't happen. So now you're in the final, and this is I've actually got there's an awesome clip on our vlog of where I saw you. I was like, oh my god, dude, you're in the final. I've managed to, and Sean managed to capture that. It was, if you really wanted to get that moment, it's on there, so go check it out. But how are
I've
you feeling?
already checked. Yeah.
Yeah. But how are you feeling then? Obviously, I can see there, but you're in the final now.
Yeah, up until winning the finals, I hadn't really realized where I was, what I'm gonna let's say face in the finals. I was let's say in space.
Yeah, you're off. You're just like, wow, okay, you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite. I'm as excited for you. I think quite a lot of us were. Obviously, everyone on the other for the other opponent in the final. Again, apologize, I forgot the guy's name, but obviously he's got his crew of people. Everyone's excited for him. It felt like a real world's event of where your country, your team players aren't there, but you then start attaching yourself to a team that is when it was Argentina versus France in the World Cup finals. It's not our teams, but you do kind of go, who do you want to win? Is it Argentina or is it France? And some people will go, oh, I love Messi, so you want Argentina to win, or you want Mbappe because blah blah blah. Europe would get behind France. I mean, I was rooting for France to win. So it's the same with yourselves. I'm like, oh, come on, Alex, come on.
Yeah, you got to root for someone. Yeah.
You gotta get. So there's a lot of people from Europe behind you. You're sitting down in that match, and it's Icelander. That matchup you hate so much. Oh God, did you look at his list? Was it you played up against Yuki? She was on Icelander. What was your thoughts then? Was this a harder Icelander to deal with, or did you feel?
No, they had pretty similar lists, let's say. So even though I was let's say scared before the match, yeah, because it was once again my worst matchup. Deep inside me, I had some faith, yeah, that I could win the whole event. Yeah.
Yes, and I think that's what it takes, isn't it? You gotta just get your faith back into yourself that I've got this. Because if you're walking going, oh, this isn't it, you're not gonna find the edges of winning because you're already losing in your head. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's the mentality. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, so you're like, no, I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna take this guy and I'm gonna, burn him to the ground with fire. That's and again, it was what we said right at the back at the start. I was watching that bit. It was tense as hell, bro. It looked like you had a really good life lead, a really good life lead,
Yeah, yeah,
but he would not like you
yeah,
still couldn't get comfy right near
yeah.
the end.
If Icelander has still her boots, then it's not over until it's
No,
over. Yeah,
yeah. So you get you was it it was an Art of War finish, wasn't it?
yeah. I set it up the previous turn, the Art of War in Arsenal, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna attack with a 3-power attack, and then I'm gonna swing Art of War from the Arsenal.
And the old classic,
Yeah.
+1 over the top, and you've won. You've won. How are you then? Where is your head? What was going on? You've won Flesh and Blood World's Championships 2023.
I couldn't speak. It wasn't not only that I was extremely, let's say, serious or something. I couldn't speak. I couldn't make any movements. I couldn't speak. I couldn't even handle all this type of emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something else. And then we had all the Greek dudes cheer. I don't know
Yeah,
what they were saying, but I was in it with them with their chant. I don't know what it's a football chant, they told me. But it was it really captured I felt the passion of what Greece was, of just, and it felt very much like, yeah, it's a real good European thing that a lot of us have, and I think it's just all down to our upbringing on watching sports, mostly football, that there's so much passion and
they were screaming, let's say, a song that it was, let's say, a psalm that Greeks used to sing when Greece won the European championship in football on 2004. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's come from that. It's come from that.
Yeah.
And you're behind stage. You see James White. You got Flake and everything there, and you're about to go and lift that trophy up. Were you still in space then?
Yeah, but maybe even after 2 or 3 days, I was still in space. Yeah.
Oh my god! Wow. So there you go, dude. It's what an amazing journey, and you've come back home now with an absolute life changing amount of money as well. There's so much potential of everything from a card game. You know what I mean? From a card game.
It's my hobby. I mean, I've been playing card games for about 16 years. Yeah, and this is something that I've never dreamed. Yeah, or maybe when I was a child. Yeah,
of course.
When I was a child, yeah,
of course. It's just, yeah. I don't know. I'm lost for words for it. I'm wrapped up. I'm with you. I'm empathizing with you. With all this. I'm just like, I feel like I'm there again. It was quite emotional. So that's that. It's done. The dust has settled now, and we're now in 2024. And we've got heavy hitters on the way. We've got a whole year again. 2 Pro Tours coming up. We've got Los Angeles. Amsterdam, and again, from what I'm hearing from the rumors, is that Worlds is going to be very close to Japan, which surprises no one. That we're going to have it in the APAC region. Where are you at with the competitive Flesh and Blood now? Are you going to be attending to these Pro Tours or Worlds events or callings?
Yeah, definitely. I will probably attend both Pro Tours.
Ooh.
And also I would definitely go to Poland. Have a calling as well. Yeah.
In Warsaw.
In Warsaw.
Should be able to see you then.
Yeah. Let's say I won't go to the calling on Liverpool.
No,
Although, yeah,
yeah.
although
Sometimes you can't go to all. There's a lot of callings now, and there is a lot of callings going about. So no, that's fair enough. So heavy hitters, though, how are you feeling about heavy hitters?
I'm really excited reading the all the new spoilers. Yeah, I'm really excited. I wanna try the brutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
both brutes. Yeah,
yeah.
both Kaya and Rainer. And also, when I was playing Blitz back in the days,
Back in the day.
yeah, I was playing Kasai. So I think I would definitely give it a try. I
Yeah,
don't know if I like the new Kasai, but yeah, I would definitely give it a try.
yeah. No, that's awesome. It's so as the world champion taken Phi, and you've got that world champion Phi card now. Wild, isn't it?
Mhm.
Where we've got two heroes with the world champion stamp on it, and both of them are from Uprising. Right there, you go. If
Yeah.
you thought Tales of Ohio was broken, well, I know. We've got Uprising is really kicking out. We just need Dromai now for the full set. But, yeah, that's it.
In the next Pro Tour, yeah.
But it's just Dromai, everyone. Dromai never wins anything. They always get to the top, but they never take it. There you go. I've got you. But do you think Phi is going to have a problem with this new meta coming along? I mean, I've got my opinion. He's quite, he's aggressive. He's just doing what he needs to do. Is there anything here that is making you think, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if Phi's going to manage this, or is he going to cope fine?
Yeah, I don't know if the previous Phi, I mean, the hybrid list with both Kondatsis and Emberblade is well enough for the upcoming format. I'm not sure. I will probably test it. I think it's in a pretty decent spot. He's quite good. I don't know if I would pick him over Katsu, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
We've got that new Katsu card that's just been spoiled that lets you get +1s to all combo cards, and you flip the top step of your deck. If it's a combo card, you can play it. I was like, oh, oh god, that looks a little bit mean. But yeah, you said that you wanted to pick up Kasai. Is there a particular hero, if you were going to put your money in the deathmatch arena on who's going to come out on top of heavy hitters, who would you put your money on? Would it be Olympia, Betsy, KO, Reiner? Who is the other two?
Kasai?
Kasai and Victor. Yeah.
Victor.
If you had to pick one that you're like, that's my guy, who would you pick?
I would probably pick Reiner. Let's say Reiner. Yeah. I think Reiner has some pretty spice cards right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from the new heroes, because Reiner is a reprint.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would probably go with Kayo.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The brutes are coming out strong. Yeah. I mean, that new card that's shown up there, pitch costs 3. Yeah, it's a yellow pitch, comes in for 6. You banish your arsenal. I was like, what is this? This is
so you now have 6 CNCs in your deck. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, dude, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. The biggest thing I wanted to just capture was just your journey going through worlds and just a little bit what's coming up. You're going to be out there in the Flesh and Blood main events again. Everyone, be aware, the world champion is on the prowl. He's going to be slaying all of you. Oh, yeah, but it's brilliant that you still got that passion to just want to just continue to just do this. And it's because this, I feel this game's just awesome. This game is just so much fun to play.
I mean, I was playing during the off season here in December and January. I was only playing Das.io, and I almost let's say played in every local tournament that I could. Yeah,
that's awesome. So, is there any shout outs? Anything you want to say thank you to before we sign off?
Yes. The last thing that I want to say is because we are in a new team, let's say we want your support. We are Fab Chaos. We are all from Greece,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, to my homies, to my local play group that we do have so much fun every weekend. I want to say also shout out to. Uh, I'm gonna mess again as I did in the World Championship. Uh, Shout out to Bloody Flashers.
Yeah, awesome. Bloody Fleshes. There you go. And link below to the Fab Chaos YouTube site as well. Mostly pilot. It's a team of you, but I know that Yorgos leads the helm on pushing
Yeah,
the stream.
Yorgos is the streamer. Yeah,
He's the streamer.
not only the leader, he is the streamer. He's our streamer, and but we have so many good players in this team that you're gonna see in the next tournaments, in the next big tournaments, and that's for sure.
Sunfire Samurais, watch your back. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and watching this. And take care. See you later.
Bye, guys. Thank you for having me.